Hello YouTube family. So I wanted to come on and do a cook with me to share with you guys how I'm going to make these Italian style marinara meatball subs. I was in the mood for a meatball sub, and of course I could just easily go to Subway, but I got a lot of groceries this month, and so as part of my groceries I wanted to make sure that I cook at home a little more. So I just wanted to go ahead and start off by sharing all the ingredients and everything that I'll be using today to make these meatball subs. So the first thing is the Kirkland signature brand cooked meatballs, Italian style beef. These cook up really good and they already have an amazing flavor to them, so they don't need that much doctoring up. But of course, when you're doing, you know, a meal, you want to make sure you put your own special touch on it. I did pick up from Walmart this Italian loaf, fresh baked in store, very affordable. And so you guys will see what I do with that. I have these seasonings already at home. They are custom seasonings. E. Marie Eats. She has her website, emarieeats.com, that's here. But she has like custom seasonings and herbs that, you know, just pretty much turn up any meal and make them better. So that's what you see here. Seasonings by E. Marie Eats. Then I have this Great Value sliced smoked provolone cheese to top it off with. Just have some Zatarain's blackened seasoning, a little bit of 5th Season brand whole oregano, some Kraft grated Parmesan cheese, some Prego Italian sauce in the marinara flavor, some salt and pepper, and some McCormick Grill Mates sweet and smoky rub. And I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think on the side we'll do some of these Great Value deli style wedges, like potato wedges, seasoned potato wedges. But yeah, you guys, that's everything that I'll be using today for my Cook With Me episode. So I'm just gonna go ahead and follow the instructions that are on the Italian meatballs bag, just to heat my oven to 375 and arrange the frozen meatballs in a single layer on a baking sheet and heat for 20 minutes or until thoroughly warmed. As you all can see, I've already turned my oven on to 375. I cannot remember if it's beeped or not to say that it's ready, so I may just add like an extra 2 minutes. It won't hurt it. All I'm about to do, let me set you guys down over here. So I'm going to start off just by adding a piece of parchment paper to my little pan here. And then I have my meatballs, as I showed you guys earlier, and so here's those. So I'm just going to take some of those out of the bag and go ahead and add them to the pan so that I can go ahead and pop those in the oven. So I'm going to do several meatballs. I don't think I'm going to quite do 20 meatballs. I'm just going to go ahead and get those placed into the pan. Got a couple that are connected here. Nothing fancy. Here's just what it looks like. I'm just dropping them here on the pan. Just gonna add in a few more to make sure we have enough in case we want like more than one sandwich. Then I am gonna take some of this Good and Gather canola non-stick cooking spray, and I'm just going to go ahead and just spray this on my meatballs just as an extra layer to make sure that they don't stick. And now I'm just gonna go ahead and get these popped into the oven. The oven is nice and hot and the meatballs will be ready to go. I am gonna put them on my bottom shelf here and go ahead and close that. And then I am gonna go ahead and set a timer for 20 minutes, 21, just to make sure that they have enough time. And yeah, you guys, once these finish cooking, I'll be back on to show you guys the rest of the steps. I did also think about another item that I'm going to use that I didn't show you guys earlier. It's also by this brand E. Marie Eats, and it is her roasted garlic butter. I keep it in the fridge. We've been using quite a bit of it, but I'm gonna spread some of this on the Italian bread, you know, before I toast it. So for now, I'm just taking my bread. I've opened it up and I've washed my hands already, of course. I'm just gonna go ahead and pull the bread out and go ahead and get some pieces of the bread sliced to prepare for our sandwiches. So we're just gonna go ahead, kind of doing this type of motion here, and cut up some nice, beautiful pieces. Please be sure if you're doing this to not cut your hands, like Don't be distracted. You mess around and accidentally cut your finger. That would not be good. Nice, thick bread. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and cut the whole entire thing. Let me try to just cut like this because I just had a piece of bread to tear on me and I don't want that to happen. Okay. Yeah, let's see if I can make more of a, I'm getting my bread to tear and I want this to be pretty. But yeah, you guys, I'm just gonna go ahead and finish cutting this loaf. I won't have you all watch while I cut the whole thing. But yeah, I'm just gonna have some nice pieces like this that'll be suitable for, like, you know, some sandwiches. And yeah, we'll go ahead and get this cut up. All my bread is chopped up, minus the one piece that my daughter stole and took away. I had a few that kind of like broke up when I was cutting them, but I have enough to salvage to do what I need to do. So as far as the next steps, these are pretty much on hold until my meatballs finish. Once my meatballs finish, I will go ahead and do my marinara and take all my seasonings and everything and get, you know, the meatballs seasoned pretty well. And then, like I said, I'll take some of this roasted garlic butter and toast my actual bread in a skillet. And then we'll go ahead and get started to take the potato wedges and get those cooked as well, so that everything will be fresh and kind of finish around the same time. So my meatballs have finished, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and get these taken out of the oven. I don't know if you guys can see, but some of them have a little like brown and they're a little burnt. They develop a little oil, which that'll be perfect for when I combine these meatballs with my sauce mixture that I'm working on. Please remember to always use an oven-safe glove. You know, you don't want to burn yourself. Let me go ahead and turn my oven off and my timer off. Oh, it's 1:11. For those of you all that follow numerology, yeah, it's great to see 1:11, 2:22. Look into it if you don't know about it. Yeah, you guys, so now my meatballs are done. So the next step is going to be just simply taking the meatballs and putting them into my pan and adding all my sauce mixtures to everything. So now, before I get started on my meatballs over there, I'm gonna go ahead and get my potato wedges put into the air fryer. I read the instructions on the packet and it says 400 degrees for 12 to 18 minutes. So, just got those dropped in there. Trying to make sure that I have enough, but you know, with the air fryer, you don't want to like kind of double up the layers too much. You kind of want a single layer on those. So yeah, just have those in here. Just gonna go ahead and put those in. This is a new air fryer, so you guys bear with me, but I'm going to go ahead and do 400 degrees. Oh, that's the top. And then we're gonna go ahead and hit the start. It says 12 to 18 minutes, so I feel like 15 minutes is a happy medium for that. I'm actually going to, let's go over here and deduct a minute. So we're gonna do 400 degrees. There we go. 400 degrees at 14 minutes. And I have my meatballs in the pan. So I'm just going to, once again, go ahead and just use a little bit of cooking spray. I hope you guys can hear me over the air fryer. I'm just gonna use a little bit of cooking spray because we don't want anything to stick. Spray those down really good. There on the back eye. I'm gonna go ahead and start with my main ingredient, which is the Prego marinara sauce. I haven't cut my oven on yet. Just adding in, you know, my ingredients, and then I'll get everything cut on and get it simmering and going. Just a little bit of Prego sauce. And some of the Zatarain's blackened seasoning. Nice generous amount of that. Just getting my other seasonings. Some of the Emery Eats, put that on everything. didn't already have a cup of water readily available, but I'm about to add that next. All right, so we're just gonna walk this over to here, and then I'm just gonna add it over on the sides. And of course, I'm gonna get all that stirred in. And so I'm just gonna set this eye to, oh, sorry guys, can't even see me. I'm gonna set this eye to 6. And then of course, I'm going to go ahead and get everything stirred up really nicely, put a lid on it and bring it to a boil. And then I'm gonna let it simmer as my potato wedges are cooking. Just gonna get this stirred up. I did once again add another ingredient. I decided to add just a tinge amount of sugar. I don't know if I'm the only one that does that, you guys. You get started cooking, you pull out everything in anticipation of what you'll need, and then you realize, hey, this will make it, you know, great as well. So that's, you know, what I decided to do. I just added a little bit of sugar to my mixture, and like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead, get everything stirred up really good, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just let this come to a boil and a simmer, and let my sauce hopefully thicken up a little bit. And adding that water just helps, you know, anything that you're simmering or sauteing not burn. So just gonna put that there. I'm gonna go ahead and put my top on to my meatballs, and then like I said, I just have that on a temperature of 6. Medium is kind of technically the boiling, excuse me, no, 6 is kind of, in my opinion, technically the boiling starting point. I feel like when it's on medium, it like barely ever boils, but like 6, 7, 8 and high, you can pretty much get a boil going on. So I'm really big on doing this. I'm just gonna set my timer to like 10 minutes so it can go ahead and start to boil. Then I'm gonna set a timer on my phone as well, and then I'll come back and check on it. Hopefully we'll have a nice boil. The potato wedges have about 7 more minutes. So like I said, I'm hoping to have like everything kind of coordinating and finishing around the same time. Now let's go ahead and see how our potato wedges turned out. You guys, those are absolutely beautiful. They'll be ready to plate in no time. I will add a little seasoning salt to them, you know, before I serve them. Actually, they're already seasoned, so I'm just gonna let them be. And let's come over here and take a look at our meatballs. Oh, you guys, that is exactly what I wanted to see. I'm gonna let those keep going. Those will be done soon. Potato wedges done. I'm gonna go ahead and close them just so that this basket doesn't fall and become a safety hazard. Now I'm over here. I also am going to use some of this Kerrygold butter just to begin to coat my pan, just to make sure I don't have any burning. But I just took my eye and I put it on 7. And so now I'm just gonna put a little butter into my pan here. I'm gonna cut it up into a little smaller chunks so that I can, you know, get the butter to coat the pan all around the pan and not just, you know, in one spot. Meatballs are still over there going beautifully. I'll be turning those off momentarily. Okay. All right, so I got my butter going in my pan. And I just walked my roasted garlic butter Italian bread over here so that I can momentarily, you know, begin to go ahead and get that added to my pan, my hot buttered pan. So here's that. Just gonna make sure that I can feel the heat of that pan, and then I'm gonna go ahead and add my bread in so that it can begin to brown and look very beautiful. I feel the heat. I'm gonna go ahead and add a few pieces. I believe I'm going to be able to get 4 pieces in here. We'll see momentarily. I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 pieces that are fully intact in here. That way we can go ahead and eat, because any of the extra pieces, you know, I'll go ahead and cook them, but we may or may not eat them. Just don't want anything to go to waste. Just wanted to show again how beautifully these are boiling at the temperature of 6. I'm gonna go ahead and get these turned off. Just one more time, you guys. Look at that. And they smell so good. All right, you guys, I'll come back on one more time and show you guys how the toasted bread ended up looking, and then we'll go ahead and plate our meal and eat. All right, you guys, so I don't want my bread to burn. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys what it's looking like. Oh, that is absolutely beautiful, you guys. You guys hear something in the background. That's my daughter. I'm gonna go ahead and turn my heat down because again, you don't want your bread to burn. Ooh, it's so hot, but it's turning out beautifully. This piece back here didn't brown the way I wanted to, so what I'm gonna do is, whoo, hot. I'm gonna go ahead and swap that with another piece that browned, you know, perfect. And again, I have turned my eye off. Just again, a close-up. That's how we're looking. Right, you guys, so here's my final plated meal. Super simple, full of flavor, but you know, it just has an elegant look to it. I did go ahead and add my provolone cheese, my smoked provolone cheese onto my sandwiches hiding at the bottom, a few meatballs, and I topped it with some grated Parmesan cheese. But yeah, you guys, if you enjoyed watching this cook with me, please remember to give this video a big thumbs up. Please subscribe to your girl's channel. Thanks for spending some time with me today. Take care and be blessed. Bye.